What's up, guys? I just wanted to make a quick video because the devs for Wuthering Waves uploaded a big notice announcement for 1.0 on their official website. I just want to read through this because there is a bunch of changes you'll see here, a bunch of very good changes, and a bunch of compensation they're giving us for some of the issues that we've been having in the game so far. So I'm just going to read everything here for you. That way you don't have to use your brains. I can just read it all for you and you can just listen. All right, let's get right into it. All right, announcement on Wuthering Waves 1.0 version and future adjustment directions. Dear Rovers, greetings. We are the Wuthering Waves dev team. Since the official launch of Wuthering Waves, we have received a lot of valuable feedback and suggestions throughout social media and in-game surveys. We are genuinely grateful for all your attention and support. We apologize for the deficiencies and issues present in Wuthering Waves, our first fully independent developed and globally published game at Kuro Games. We understand that this has affected your gaming experience, and we are working to improve it for those who love the game. We have been working on optimizations and iterations for the current 1.0 version, and the development of subsequent versions updates is also underway. Below, we will address some of the most discussed and concerned issues. So that's interesting. I'm surprised because they're saying that they do have development of the next version that is coming out, which is going to be 1.1. Which let me mute that. Which is interesting because we have seen no leaks whatsoever. So they're keeping a super tight lid on that. I know some people were saying they're worried because since there weren't any leaks, and usually it's kind of difficult to not have leaks in some of these games. We've seen it a bunch in Hoyo's games. I'm surprised Kuro was able to keep that tight of a leash on leaks coming out of their game. But all right, so we got number one here on the Echo development experience. Echo development feels grindy and inadequate, and inadequate energy materials. I mean, Echo development feels grindy, and we're not getting very. I assume energy materials. They're specifically talking about XP because if you've hit like Union level 30 at this point, which you should be even if you're playing casual, you're probably around there. Probably the hardest material in the game to get that there is a big drought for is experience to level up your echoes. I can barely get a team of three max 25 on their echoes with the amount they give us in this game, so hopefully they have a fix for this right here. Okay, one. In the current version, we will launch a limited time echo material double yield event, cord cleansing, which is basically double materials. Go farm that. Probably they'll probably give us 3 per day or something, however they decide to do it. In version 1.1, we will adjust the progression system to reduce the shell credit cost of Echo development. So I haven't run into a shell credit issue. I've seen a lot of people saying that they have been. Maybe I'm just not doing something right. But so far, I've noticed things have been expensive with shell credits. I just haven't gotten to the point where I am using all of them in one spot and I'm running out. But I have noticed that things are costly in this game. Version 1.1, we will remove the reward cutscene of the tacit field. So I don't know if how many of you guys have done a tacit field. I've just done like one, and I've done them to get the beginner bonus out of them, just like first time bonus to get out of them. But there's a cutscene that plays afterward of basically the tacit field kind of cleansing. I think they basically remove that just so the it goes faster because it is a grinding area or it is a grinding event. So you kind of want to just get out of it, go to the next one, or have it reset faster. So that's probably why they remove that. From version 1.1 and forward, the yield of echoes and echo development materials will be increased. So we're just going to get a bunch more echoes and materials to upgrade the echoes, pretty much. So just going to creep the drop rates on that. In upcoming updates, we'll introduce the wave plate storage system. So if you don't know what that means, it's basically like we have it in Genshin, something similar in Genshin, and something similar in Honkai, where like in Honkai, you overflow, you have that overflow storage. It doesn't accumulate as fast as the default storage, but it's still something there. If for some reason you can't get to the game once your energy is all refreshed. And in Genshin, you can make those those condensed resins, which acts as their game storage system. But they're basically going to implement something like that. We'll just have to see which way they decide to implement it. All right, two. Regarding our handling of the reward system error when recycling developed echoes. On May 29th, 2024, we were notified of an issue with the Echo recycling system where the small amount of shell credits players obtained when recycling developed Echoes was wrong. Since this is an issue that directly impacts the game's balance, we fixed this problem through an emergency live update on the same night and issued compensation to all players as part of the measures to minimize the event's impact on the fairness within the player community. We informed the players of the situation and announced that we would remove all additional shell credits obtained unexpectedly as a result of this bug within 14 business days and issue compensations accordingly. I didn't know this was happening. I have used the recycling ecosystem. Apparently, based on what they said here, I think people were getting more shell credits than they were actually supposed to, or less. Maybe both happened, but that's what it looks like they're saying right here. I didn't know that. I didn't actually pay attention to the amount of shell credits I was dumping while recycling them. So if that was an issue, I'm glad that they're fixing it. However, due to the urgency of this issue, we failed to issue an announcement of this issue in the first instance. I didn't even know this was happening, so I mean, I'm not surprised. Which regrettably caused negative experience for our players. We regrettably apologize for our improper way of handling the situation and the inconvenience caused. Following an internal discussion, we have decided to compensate all players with the shell credits based on the maximum amount of shell credits that had been unexpectedly yielded throughout this bug to address the negative impact caused. We will round up to the nearest whole number and provide an extra compensation. All players will be getting 1 million shell credits. That's a lot of goddamn shell credits, and I will gladly take that. So that's the first compensation they're giving us for issues they have. At least this way we know that they're trying their hardest to fix these issues. Even this one, they couldn't announce it, but they did do a hot fix for it effectively, and they're still going to compensate us for it. I don't know how many people noticed this issue. It seems like people were having negative experiences. I didn't notice it me personally, but that could have just been me. But yeah, we're getting compensation of 1 million shell credits for that, and I will take that. And the distribution time, it says by June 10th, 2024, we should be getting those million shell credits. Says by this time, so any time between now and then, so within the next week or so, 8 days, we will be getting those credits. And eligibility, character created, and mailbox function unlocked for because yeah, obviously you can't just start for compensation rewards. You can't just start a new account because you didn't experience the issue. You can't just start the account and get the compensation for that if you weren't playing when this was an issue. All right. We apologize again for the hasty way we handle this issue and for any inappropriate wording in our announcements. We promise that all our future decisions shall reflect thorough consideration and professionalism. Additionally, to address the poor experience with the ecosystem, we will compensate all rovers with 20 crystal solvents. One crystal solvent equals 60 wave plates, which is, of course, um, effectively a refresh on a certain amount. It's usually 60 in these games, or a refresh on your energy. We're getting 20 of those. So that is a lot of extra energy we can use. So we can actually spend that stuff getting stuff for our characters. I know there's been a drought of materials and pretty much everywhere in the game. But now we get a whole bunch of crystal solvents, so now we can actually grind some stuff out, even if you're free to play, so you don't have to spend money to refresh your resin with your asterite. And this will be distributed on June 3rd, 2024. So I believe that is Monday at 10 a.m. Eligibility, same thing. Yeah, I didn't play in the game when the issue was happening. All right, on to their second major thing here on the error in 5-star weapon description. So now this was something that a lot of people were talking about. This specifically affected the Japanese players. Basically, on Jinyon's weapon, which is the current 5-star event weapon, there was a mistranslation. It was worded wrong. I believe it said that you got the bonus for using the weapon every time you use the resonance skill, but I believe it was the resonance liberation, which is their ultimate, not their skill, which of course is going to cause issues in players' playstyle. And there are a whole other things happening with emails and stuff like that. Other issues that they had during this, but I'm just going to read this out here. As has been discovered by our players, the description of the 5-star weapon, Verdant Summit, in the game in certain languages contained a mistranslation. Upon discovering this issue, we promptly corrected the description and issued compensation to all rovers. We've also initiated a comprehensive internal review of the localized versions of the in-game text across all the languages that we support. Any corrections or improvements made during the process will be included in the upcoming updates. We sincerely apologize for this mistake and want to reassure you reassure you that we were committed to continually improving the quality of our localization to better experience to the better the experience for all rovers. In the meantime, we will offer a one-time compensation of forging tides times 5 to all rovers for the known localization issues. So I believe that is five weapon pulls because in this game, character pulls on the limited banner and the limited weapon banner, there are two different currencies for them. The forging tides is for the weapon banner specifically. As we endeavor to constantly improve the localization quality across different languages, we encourage you to provide us with your comments or suggestions on improving the localization and the experience of players worldwide through in-game feedback channels or our customer support. Thank you for your patience and understanding, and it looks like that will also be distributed Monday morning. All right, so number 3 here. On version events, we have received extensive feedback on the duration and rewards of the Overdash Club event. So basically, if you don't know, this is the first event they released with the game, the Overdash Club. It's a pretty bad event, to be honest. It's basically, if you've been exploring around the world, those little challenges where you have to get from point A to point B in a certain amount of time. That's all the event is. It's literally that. Just I think six times you have to do it every day. It releases like the normal gotcha events work every day. They release the next set. It's a pretty bad event. A lot of people, I guess, were complaining about it, but it is effectively something that's already in the game. Like you're literally already doing this when you're exploring these areas. So why did they turn it into an event? All right. To address your concerns, we are currently in the process of redesigning the rules and reward schemes for the upcoming events, and the immediate solutions are as below. You'll introduce a new limited time special event. So we're getting a new event, Wuthering Exploration, to offer new rewards and content to improve your gaming experience. So that's the first thing it's good that they're doing. They're releasing a new event. It looks like it goes active on the 13th, which is I believe is almost a little bit less than 2 weeks from now. And we're gonna get obviously a new event, new rewards, all that stuff, and it's probably gonna be better than. Oh, actually, they actually mentioned them right here. I didn't realize. So we're gonna 800 asteroid for it. A morphable elite class Echo 1, a morphable elite class Echo 2, premium tuner, and premium sealed tube. So that's experience for our echoes, tuners for our echoes, and two morphable elite class Echo 1 and 2. So if you didn't watch my previous video talking about how a good way to grind, basically the simulated universe, the illusion event that's going on that's similar to the simulated universe, like in Honkai Star Rail. If you go through that, you do the first 3 or 4 stages, complete those, you can buy these things from the shop, which are morphable elite class echoes 1 and 2, which, if you don't know, it's pretty much a guaranteed perfect main roll on your echo with the element you want. So it's going to have the elemental damage bonus of what you want with the proper set. So if we want an electro damage bonus, you make sure you pick the electro damage echo, and it will put it on the electro set for you. So it's guaranteed. Basically, I think it's for 3 costs. I think that's what these ones are specifically for, because you can't do it for bosses, and there's no way they would make you get morphable stuff for level 1 echoes. So it's basically, and 3 costs are one of the hardest things to farm for sets in this game. So that's pretty much another 2 free 3 cost perfect set, assuming you get good sub rolls. But they will have the main stat roll on them, which is really good. That's actually very, very good. Moving forward, we shall ensure we make greater collective endeavors internally in designing the version events to improve the event content quality and rewards for your better experience. So they're improving events, they will be going forward. And on to number 4 here on future version update timelines. Since the official launch of Wuthering Waves, we have received extensive feedback regarding the game's storyline, localization, and various other aspects. We have been listening closely and are grateful for the continued enthusiasm and support from our players, which has exceeded our expectations. To allow everyone early access to experience more content and features of Wuthering Waves in version 1.1, we have decided to advance the release of subsequent content in version 1.1, or 1.0, my bad, 1.0 up here too, starting on June 6th, which is, when's June 6th? June 6th is this Thursday at 10 a.m. This release will include the companion story, Solitary Path, for Resonator Yinlin. So we're getting Yinlin's companion story. That's getting bumped up. I believe we're supposed to get all this stuff 2 weeks from now. I believe. I could be completely wrong on that. Actually, I'm not 100% sure. Because normally, whenever Jinyan's banner or yeah, Jinyan's banner ends, Yinlin's is supposed to come out, but they're pushing this up. I don't know if they'll explain here why, but I'll mention it after this. Uh, so we'll get Yinlin story quest featuring the Resonator Convene event when Thunder pours for Yinlin. So we're actually going to get her banner as well. Of course, the limited time challenge event Aloy Smelt, along with many more spin-off events and features. So basically, what's happening is we're going to get Yinlin's story quest and her banner, which means we're going to have Jinyan's banner and Yinlin's banner active at the same time, at least for a little bit, because they're pushing this up. So if you don't want Yinlin, you can keep going for Jinyan. If you don't want Jinyan, you can just start going for Yinlin. Wuthering Waves version 1.0 will last until June 28th, 2024 at 6 p.m. UTC, after which we will schedule a server downtime to implement the update for Wuthering Waves version 1.1, Thaw of Aeons, which will include a new area. So we're already getting a new area in 1.1, Mount Firmament, and new Resonators, Jinshi and Shangli, and a new boss, Jue. So we know that Jinshi and Jianyan were going to be out of the game, but they're letting us know that's when they're going to be coming out. So they're pushing up the release times of all their patches, and we're going to get a new boss, Jue. I mean, if you play the story, you could probably expect that Jue was going to be. I assume he's going to be another world boss, or he's going to be the big climax of the region we're in. To compensate for any inconveniences caused by this version timing adjustment, we will issue compensation to our rovers. So we're getting 10 Radiant Tides. It's 10 free 10 pulls. Or, my bad, 10 free pulls, not 10 free 10 pulls. 10 free pulls. Thank you for understanding and continued support. For detailed information on the event time adjustments, please refer to the in-game announcements. Distribution time, June 3rd. 2024. So again, that's Monday again, along with the shell credits and other stuff. All right, so number 5 on combat and control experience optimization. So optimizing combat. All right, we have heard your feedback regarding the poor experience with auto aiming and auto lock. Yes, locking on in this game is ass. Controls, key remapping requirements, and game field design. Based on the issues that repeatedly come up in player discussion, we have identified the following issues and will address them accordingly while working on a solution to other known issues not listed below. So basically, I didn't know this, but you can remap your keybinds. I play with controller. I know you can make fun of me if you want to, but I like playing with controller. I use my mouse and keyboard whenever I need to, but other than that, I'm mainly a controller player. But yeah, okay, so auto aim and lock on and camera performance in battle. In the recent updates, we have disabled the combat camera correction feature on PC by default. We've also optimized the default values and ranges for combat cameras. I was playing a bunch today. I did notice an improvement. I guess that was this disabled combat camera correction that they had. I had less issues with the camera today specifically, but maybe I just wasn't noticing it anymore because I've been playing with it this whole time. Bosses existing bosses. Does it say existing combat state unexpectedly? I think it's meant to be exiting combat state when like a boss gets too far out of their arena, they just de-aggro and then they reset. I believe that's what that's supposed to say. In recent updates, we have optimized the aggro ranges for certain bosses, including Thumbering Memphis. Thank God, this is the one I had the issue with the most. Crownless, Lampilumen Myriad, and Impermanence Heron. And adjusted the prerequisites for enemies to leave the combat state to reduce abnormal disengagements. Thank Christ, because dude, I would get so angry when I was about to kill a boss and he kept disengaging. That's why I would literally, when fighting Thundering Memphis, I would push him all the way to the edge of the arena really fast with Calcharo, and then I would literally have to run back to the center of the arena and wait until he decided to teleport to me, because I knew if I pushed him out any further, he would reset. So thank God they're doing that. They also gonna made it so bosses don't get pushed as far, but I don't know. Maybe that can mess up some combos for some players. In upcoming updates, we will introduce a disengagement warning feature. Oh, so it'll actually let you know. It'll give you a warning if the enemy's going to disengage, so bring them back to closer to the center of the fighting arena. Ghost touch issues on mobile. In recent updates, we have expanded the anti-ghost touch area around buttons. Future versions will include further optimization for mobile controls. I don't play on mobile. I usually rarely play these games on mobile. If I do, it'll be like, oh, I forgot to do something, so I'm going to do it really fast. So I'll open it up on mobile if I'm out doing something. But so I don't know what specifically this issue was, but it seems like buttons are being pressed when they shouldn't have been, because you weren't tapping on them, but they got pressed anyways. Right. Delayed availability of custom keybind features in version 1.1. So again, I didn't know about custom keybind features, but I'll read this just in case. The prerequisite to unlock the custom keybind feature will be lowered to Union Level 2. We will also introduce a new player tutorial for using the custom keybind feature, and we will gradually support more custom keybind options for both keyboard, mouse, and controller modes. So yeah, just adjustments for keybinds. It'll be fun for people who I haven't had any issues with how the buttons are set up so far in the game, but if you do, they're gonna make it easier for you to adjust them and show you how to do it if you need help. Controller mode experience optimization. In version 1.1, we will remap the current controller shortcut of open chat to open map and add a option to invert the y-axis. Oh, I didn't even know that was an issue. Further versions will support controller mode on mobile devices. Oh, okay. 6. Poor game field design and impact signification. In future versions, we will constantly improve the event signification and game field design for characters and monsters, enhancing the overall combat experience and positive feedback during battles. So that's just like they're gonna buff out the edges on combat, add new animations or enhance animations, stuff like that, whatever they need to do. So that's pretty standard. All right, 6 on other content. All right, no purchase limits for store items like flour, leading to accidental purchases. In recent updates, we have added a weekly purchase limit for certain items in the store. So if you guys didn't know, apparently I didn't know this was an issue. This is really funny when I found out. Since there was no purchase limits on items, people would literally spend all their shell credits on buying just flour. They would because there was no limit cap, so they would accidentally spend. They would go up. I think you can go up to like thousands. I believe I could be wrong. I don't know if it caps at 999, and they would just lose all their money, which is insane. But I thought that was really funny. Audio and sound effect bugs. In recent update, we've addressed issues regarding missing sound effects and excessively loud ambient sounds. We have completed some investigations and updates to fix these issues. We will continue to optimize the audio experience to provide a more immersive audio-visual experience. So if you guys don't know, I talked about this. I haven't really seen it that badly outside of the story, but in the story, dialogue will get cut off randomly, the audio will stop. Sometimes audio gets cut off for sound effects, the music, stuff like that. It was specifically in the story I was having this issue. I did talk about it in my when I uploaded my reaction of that. Um, but yeah, they're getting these issues fixed. They're aware of them, so that's good. Performance issues, crashes, and instability. Again, I've had a little stuttering here or there, but I've been one of the lucky ones. I know a lot of people are having issues. I haven't had any issues with my game other than the little audio bugs and little skips here and there. In recent updates, we have fixed crash and instability issues affecting certain devices. We are currently identifying the cause of other crash reports and will continue to implement fixes. We apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused, and we are committed to ongoing performance optimization. If you encounter related issues when gaming, please contact customer support for assistance. Right. 4. Depths of Elusive Realms event optimization update. So this is the simulated universe event that I was telling you guys you should do if you haven't done already for those 2 free guaranteed perfect main stat roll echoes. 3 cost echoes. We have received numerous player feedback and suggestions regarding the depths of Elusive Realm and event in version 1.0. In the upcoming version 1.1 update, we will further improve this event and add new content, including more playable characters, new challenges, new mechanics, and new buffs, which is nice because it's basically like a Walmart simulated universe, to be honest. It's pretty short. I think you're forced. At least I tried to use other characters. I think it forces you to use the trial characters for it, which they weren't bad. They're actually fun to use. I had fun using them, especially with the different buffs and abilities you get. But it'd be nice to be able to try out everyone and use them wherever I wanted to, and if it was longer, because they're not really that long or really that hard, to be honest. Apart from the adjustments mentioned above, we recognize that there are still many issues in the game that affects players' experience. We are committed to listening to every single piece of feedback, continuously organizing, optimizing, and resolving these issues to make Wuthering Waves better. We will share and communicate future updates and optimization progress with you actively. Additionally, we will continue to gather player feedback through version surveys. Since Wuthering Waves' official global launch, we will have been disheartened by our inability to provide a high quality gaming experience to all rovers. We understand that continuously releasing better versions and content is our goal and mission, and we will always strive to uphold them. Finally, we sincerely thank all rovers for your continued attention and unwavering support for Wuthering Waves devs team. So, insane insane updates. We have a dead team that's listening. They understand the issues that they're having. They're trying to make a really good game. They're giving us conversations for issues they're having, and they're fixing them too. The game's been out for what? Maybe not even a week, right? It came out Wednesday, and how many issues that we found in the game, and how many of them they've fixed constantly, and it's been a week. To be honest, Genshin could never. That's all I have to say. We actually have a dev team that listens, guys, and it's actually insane. But yeah, I just wanted to. I know a lot of people already released their videos about this, but I just wanted to make one too because it's just it's this Kuro Games is doing great work. Their dev team is amazing. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it.